Hey, hey, hey. Did it start earlier than I was just saying that I was live for 40 something seconds. What's up, y'all? Let me know if y'all can hear. Let me know if y'all can hear this I found this I find this a very interesting it's a very interesting day. What's up, baby girl Tay? Auntie Leah. Okay. What's up, Golden Okie Aries? Auntie Leah in the chat. Appreciate y'all for stopping in and taking part of what I'm seeing, what I'm discovering. I think it's something deeper behind all what's going on, and maybe we'll get into it. What's up, Brett? I think Jag will drop in soon. Yeah, as you can see here, the title says it all as far as hackers, what they have done to a bunch of popular artists' YouTube pages. Their Instagram. I mean, I'm sorry, their iTunes, their Spotify, pretty much all music pages. It's not just Kendrick and Drake. I noticed it yesterday. I saw Kendrick drop a song called Prayer, the Prayer, or something like that. And I said, I think this is kind of old. And I think I was right. It was kind of old. And then I was like, okay, I guess, and it wasn't even if so when music is released, it's usually like, especially like on YouTube, it would be like a hashtag their name, or it would say topic Kendrick Lamar, or it would say topic Drake or something like that, right? So I found it interesting that these these songs it was a bunch of new songs. Here's one. I'll play a little bit of it because this morning when I saw this one, I said, "Oh no, they really hacking, or they're trolling. These hackers are trolling in real time." So I saw the Kendrick Lamar one that said the prayer. Then I saw one from Drake, and I'm like, "Oh, Drake just dropped something." I'm like, "Oh, what's really going on?" And the topic, though, I mean, the title threw me off. Here it is. Let me pull it up real quick. I'm actually trying to chew bubble gum and walk at the same time. Um, they probably took it all off. Like, I'm sure they took it off. No, no, here it is. They did take it off, but then someone re-uploaded, and the title of the damn song says something like Kendrick is a meanie. That was the actual name of the joint. Here it goes right here. Let me see it. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, hold on. I don't want to get a privacy. I don't want to get a strike. But this threw me off. I'm like, hold on. Actual, what's in my hand? A spoon. Gooey soup with a fork. Goof. Fart on the track. Pew. What's on my back? Y'all hear this? What is this? Down in the booth. Mate. What's in my fridge? Some eggs. You scrambled, soft boiled, and left. So y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? This fool said fart on the track. Pew. Like, what part of the game is it? I thought this was a real track until, I mean, not hearing it. When I heard it, I knew it was fake. I knew it was false. But I said, what is going on? What part of the game? Named after you. Down in the booth. Mate. What's in my fridge? Some eggs. You scrambled, soft boiled, Just to take a nine, cough in the booth at you. What's in my hand? A spoon. Dewey soup with a fork. Goof. Fart on the track. Pew. What's This is horrible. When I heard it, I said, "Nah, something's up. Something is up." Yeah, they uploaded Not Like Us on Drake's YouTube account too. Like whoever was doing all this, they were doing a whole. Here's another one. D4 VD. This was a hack. This was a hack. They uploaded a hack that said it was made by D4 VD and it was called I Did It. What up, Jack?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's weird. It's okay. Well, I guess there's no echo. I guess that's better. Um,
You can't hear
yeah,
me?
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I think something happened where I disconnected that. Let me reconnect this just so I can hear you here. But I hear you. I hear you. You see all this stuff that's going on with these hacks?
I was trying to get into it and then I got a, a, a oh my God. Explain. Just get into it. Let's jump right in.
I was playing a joint that I heard, I saw last night. Kendrick dropped some new music, and I'm like, oh wait, what's going on? Kendrick dropping new music. He dropped a song called "The Prayer," I believe, and I'm like, I think this is kind of old. Um, and I was right because it was an old track. And then this morning, I saw that Drake dropped a song called "Kendrick is a Meanie" or something. And I was like, wait, what's going? What part of the game? And then I took a listen to the song, and I said, okay, listen. Cough in the booth at you. What's in my hand? A spoon. Dewey soup with a fork. Goof. Fart on the track. Pew. What? I said it's
Okay.
on my back.
All right,
Okay.
enough.
What's
Number
going on?
one,
Yeah, that's
number
enough. Yeah.
one, number one, that sounds like AI.
Right. Right. It was. But it was on Drake's official account.
I'm sure.
So how do we explain this?
PsyOps. It's just simple.
Yep.
They're running all
Yep.
kinds of plan. They're running all kinds of play because there's something else that's happening that they don't want us talking about or looking at.
It's definitely a distraction to wake up and see this, and don't get it twisted. We also are in the beginning stage of this Iran situation. I think people need to be paying attention to that. The international side of the game. Um, Keeping everyone head in the cloud though with the music and not necessarily talking about the stuff that's going on a global base on a global scale. Huh. Yeah, this is just a piece of a yeah, like you said.
What I'm trying to understand is what was all of the stuff with the discords being attached, though?
Well, that's what I wanted to get into. There was okay, so even if I produce for you musically, Jaguar, right, I cannot upload music to your official Spotify, iTunes, any of that, right? Amazon, because when well, I'm learning more about this now when it comes to accounts, when it comes to like account management with artists. Because think about it. Anyone, if you just had AI and you said, "Oh, I got a new Diddy album," you literally could, and this is where we're at right now with the internet and AI and all this. I could literally come up with some tracks. I can take Diddy's acapella and make brand new songs and upload them to the DSPs, and people would probably if I don't have access to his official artist account, I can't get away with that. I can't do that. But here's the problem with what just happened. Now that there's this hack, people can actually do this. And then yeah, they were promoting a Discord. They said 2,000 people already signed up to this Discord. Every song that you see where there's this quote unquote hack attached to it, there's a Discord. There it is right there. I don't want to promote it, but that's the Discord. I would not
That's very
if
interesting because what it sounds like is they're doing a recruiting campaign in some way, shape, or form where they're trying to just get people because once you get into someone's Discord, they have your email information, like they have
yeah.
access to your
It,
IP.
if you have a phone, they got your phone number. If you got whatever, YouTube, like they ask you for all of your pretty much profile, anything linking you to you, IG, X account, uh, YouTube, everything. Phone number, yeah. Phone number, email, all that, yeah. So it's data harvesting.
Meanwhile, they're attaching it to these two artists who, for 2 years, they've been abusing this whole like Drake versus Kendrick. I don't understand how we're not tired of that by now. Like, how do we not see it for what it actually is?
I think a lot of people are waking up to it because even just even the politics within the industry and how they push that whole beef was sad. And again, like on some psyop level type shit where everyone was glued to their phones for that, what was that, like 2 3 weeks when they were just going back to back dissing. And it was like, what's the name just dropped this stuff? Oh, Kendrick's gonna respond in 48 hours, or it was a week, and then it was like boom, he dropped back to back, and then it was this, and then yeah, even now when you look at it from hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, this was a whole hell of play.
It's a straight play. And they were all in on it, which means these hacks that you're watching, that we're talking about right now, that means all of these artists are complicit and there was access given for this to be able to happen.
Well, let's pause for a minute. When you're dealing with an artist, like I said, I can't just make a song and it's AI and upload it and say, "Oh, this is Jaguar Wright's official song." I would have to have access to your artist account on your Spotify.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
This could be something like you said, where the artists are just complicit with this whole situation. But
I don't think they're in control of any of their shit. I don't. I don't think they're in control of any of their accounts. I don't think they're in control. I think at this point in time, all of this stuff is being micromanaged within some kind of mainframe. I don't. I'm telling you, it
yeah,
feels
no.
too orchestrated. It feels too contrived.
Well, the hackers, for the most part, they were advertising the Discord, and they were also advertising a a music aggregator, almost like CD Baby, almost like
Yeah.
DistroKid. There was this one company called I forgot the name of it, but they were pushing that. They were like, yeah, upload your music with, I forget the name of the company.
They on some bullshit.
Yeah.
They on some bullshit. And if I were people, I'd be staying far away from all this crap.
Well, I know one thing, like you said, they do not control. Someone manages, just like you have a handler in Hollywood, someone
Yes.
manages the DSPs.
Yeah, I know.
Like you can't just, I mean, an artist can do it, but it's like, it's a lot of work. You got to have a manager doing, that knows what they're doing.
They all have PR. They have social media teams. They have people that handle, like, most of these artists are not even doing their own posts. They're not.
They're on what?
They're not even doing their own post.
Oh no, of course not.
They're sending statements to a somebody that they're dealing with who's on a team, and then they're like, even Chloe Bailey recently said, "Yeah, I'm gonna start doing my own post more often. I have somebody that I'm working with in social media, and I tell them what I want them to say, but my fans were able to recognize that it really wasn't me. So I'm gonna start doing a better job of doing more of it myself."
Yeah, yeah, that tells you everything. But that's just the nature of the beast. These artists are too busy with scheduling and flying and this and that, and they have to assign someone to do it. They got to. They got to. Um, but this just brings me back to the
It's
music
even
side.
it's even more rudimentary than that. Most of these companies don't trust these artists to stick to the script that they want promoted.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now I remember when Too Short, I think before that Getting It album, I think he wanted to get more political. And his label said, nope, you're not going to do that. Like he already carved out that lane, the Mac, the pimp. And the label told him, nah, you can't get political. You have a role to play.
And guess what? Guaranteed they had somebody else posting stuff on his behalf, doing this, doing that. Like,
Well, this also brings up the the thing about the music. I really hope the DSPs, the Spotify's and stuff like that, people start to wake up and realize and get and leave that stuff alone. I think that's what's actually happening. You got a lot more artists that are selling their merch direct to consumer, like we just saw with the Rakim project. So Rakim just dropped a maxi single. It's about three or four
mhm.
songs, but he has a whole album with Master Killer and Corrupt and Rakim. So it's gearing up for that whole project to be released. So if you go to the website, what was it? DPG, Wu Tang.
Wu Tang,
Yeah.
uh, Wu Tang,
Yep. Go ahead. Hold on one second. Hold
Wu
on.
Tang, something God. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, we were looking at it when we were watching the new Rakim video, which is cool. Personally, I like it because it's very nostalgic to me. It's very authentic, and that's great. I'm just curious how far they're gonna let it run. Rakim sounds good. He looks good. His message is on brand. curious to see. We're gonna do some more listening, but I don't know. Everything a role. Everyone right now is playing some kind of position. I definitely do want to hear more about like that weirdo thing that Odell had up on the screen right before I popped in with David, the whole I did it. Like, I think that's kind of bizarre. And I really wanted to talk with Odell about that and talk with you guys about it. How about this? Let's create a little engagement.
Okay, my bad. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I have to take that. Um,
I was
okay,
talking
you say
about the whole David, I did it that you had up when I first got in here. We didn't talk about that yet. And I was just discussing with the audience. I was wondering, I was about to take a little poll and ask them if they thought it was real or they thought it was a scam.
what the D4DV song?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You want to know what I find interesting? 2022, early December 2022. R. Kelly was in jail. He had just lost his trial. And he released new music, remember?
Yep.
What was the name of the song?
It wasn't the "You Saved Me." What was it?
No, it was I Did It.
It was called. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
called I Did It.
Yeah.
And it was AI. And this was before people were willing to acknowledge that they were really actively using AI in social spaces.
Right.
It was him
Right.
talking about how he was with old women and young women, and how even the girl that he peed on, he really loved her and he loves in different ways and all of this crap. Yeah. Or did everybody forget? I guess everybody forgot. Do you remember that?
I kind of do.
So I find it funny that in the midst of this whole hoopla with David, now all of a sudden they've released something called I Did It for David.
Yeah. And it's been taken down. They took this down.
Yeah,
Obviously, it was a
they
troll.
did the
It
same
was
thing.
fake. Yeah.
They did the same thing with the R. Kelly situation. Remember? The numbers ran up
They did the
and then
same thing
they
with
took
what?
it down. They did the same thing with the R. Kelly situation. They ran the numbers up and then all of a sudden they took that down. They did the
Yeah.
exact same thing.
It's kind of like yeah, the same thing Atwood did with running those fake Diddy victims and having those numbers up and then getting rid of the evidence, taking it down. Yeah.
What does that tell
Get
you
the
though?
numbers, get the engagement. Yeah. Well,
No, but what does that
it's a
really say
cash
when you think
grab.
about it? No, what does that really say when you think about it? That they did the exact same thing with R. Kelly after he got convicted.
It's a troll move. It's a cash grab. Either one, or both.
The exact same thing. I did it. It was up for barely 24 hours and then they took it down.
Yeah.
You want to know why I remember it?
Why?
Because it was that infamous blue couch interview that I did with Real Life, my first one back. The first time I discussed Mr. Carter on panel with them, when I broke down Will and Jada, that one, when I was wearing the fatigues, they asked me about it. You can go back to the
Mhm.
interview and you can look. I did it. Went up on Spotify, and then it came right down.
Yeah.
Just like this. How bizarre. What a coincidence.
Yeah. Who is this funny bone FLA? What are you talking about? Who's always race baiting? Um, this might be the end of the DSPs though. Like if
I
they're
don't
able to
see
get
that
hacked like
person, so
this,
they must be a troll because I don't see that comment.
yeah, I think I've seen them before. So they're probably a troll. No, no. The DSPs though, it might be a because we do have the ability to just go direct to consumer, like dropping a single or something like what Rakim did on the DSPs. Okay, cool. But a whole album, you might as well just have it available on your website and just do the digital or do the physical copies to your fans. Like the way everything has been moving. I know they've been talking about these record sales as of late. Nobody's selling nothing.
Nope.
Nobody's selling nothing. That's why Bubble Lip Sean ain't threatening to drop an album. Um, Rick Ross, I think he did 17K. He was talking mess about Drake
17K.
when Drake did I think did like 17K first week.
Interesting.
Like officially, I think that's what it is. Because even like Lizzo's official, it was not the 2K. I think that was just like the first, out the gate. So yeah, overall, nobody's buying music, and that's what these industries are realizing. Because look, the economy isn't as hot as people think it is. People ain't got money like that. People are not getting paid like that. Like they were literally people online showing their paychecks, talking about their paychecks, and it's sad. Like people are talking about they get $1,500 every 2 weeks when your rent. Let's just say in Arizona, your rent will be about $1,500 for a one bedroom or something like that. Probably more than that, but for a single, let's just maybe even a single. So if you're getting like 15, maybe 30, you're getting $3,000 a month, maybe, and that's like okay, and not even okay, because in all honesty, you can't survive off of that shit. And the price of everything is going up. You got room, you got time to a lot of people like they say, hey, I got rid of my Netflix and all that because I don't even have. I ain't got it like that. I can't do Netflix. I can't do none of the subscription, nothing. I just got to do. I barely got money for food, and that's the reality for a lot of people. They got their student loans, they got debt, they got, and that's just what it is. It's like, hey, so do people really got time or money to go download a song that someone is gonna probably be in the song talking down to you like you ain't got this, you you ain't got that, I got this, I got that, you ain't shit.
No, instead they'll listen to a song that encourages them to go steal.
Well, yeah, I see why "Spin That" was a hot song for a week.
I wonder what she's gonna do for life advice now that Diddy's in the hole.
Diddy ain't coming out no time soon. I don't know why. You literally had a content creator talking about, yeah, Diddy's gonna be out in August. We're gonna be out the closet in August, maybe. I don't know. He halfway there.
He might be out the
He ain't
hole.
coming out of jail. He ain't coming out of jail no time soon. But
He
yeah,
might be out the
I think
hole.
you say what?
I said he might be out the hole by August. Something.
Yeah, he'll probably be out the hole by August 15th. We'll see how that go.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting times. That's what I say. I'm looking at everything right now, and I do remember that one song Kendrick did that wasn't AI called "Watch the Party Die,"
Yeah.
and maybe this is part of the party dying.
Maybe. Maybe.
Artists are not gonna be able to riff like they used to.
Well, I mean, it's really not the artist, it really is the companies.
Well, that's yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying when I say artists. I'm referring to the organizations primarily behind them. Yeah,
They've been using these people for quite some time to get the consumer base to just run and spend money.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think this younger generation might be starting to catch on to the grift. That
Well,
they
our
are nothing
generation.
more.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What?
No, you were saying nothing more than what?
It's money. That's all they're here for. That's all. That's all I was really going to say. Just they're here to work and give their money, give their energy back to the system. That's it.
Our
What is that
parents'
one
generation.
content creator? What does that one content creator have on his channel? Work, live, die, or some bullshit?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Our parents' generation. Well, maybe not yours because your parents were like boomers and silent. No, not even boomers. Your parents are like silent generation and
Well, my
the
mom was a
greatest
boomer.
generation.
My dad was a silent generation.
Okay, yeah. Well, boomers for the most part, and this all goes back to when we were talking about with the youth culture, Clive Davis, the music industry.
Mm-hmm.
The boomers, for the most part, were the first ones that they put the experiment on when it came to just like being basically, let's just say it, being consumers of music. Before the 60s, I think the way, they still had records, but it wasn't like to the point to where you had Beatlemania, where you had Elvis, where you're gonna, these it's this artist that sells all these records and you gotta get the records and it was basically like a consumer program. Make
Yeah.
the teenagers consumers. Buy up, buy up, buy up. By the time the 80s came around, oh, it was on and popping. Because we were buying cassette tapes and we were buying Nintendo cartridges. And we were buying Game Boy games. And we were buying, Atari cartridges. And, like it was about consume, 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 consume. This generation, I think they realize consume, being a consumer is basically a slave. Think about right now,
Mm-hmm.
if you have to consume anything, like as a producer, I get it. I have all these subscriptions. I got to buy this. I got to get okay but I use it for tools. It's like it's a tool to have. If I'm going to use Canva for this, if I'm going to use this for that, it's a tool. But when you get to your life and you're ordering, well, I guess when people order, they Postmates, and you don't know how to cook, but you got Postmates. All right, well, I'm not gonna cook nothing, but okay, I'm gonna go ahead and order something. You're a consumer. Movies. Even if you went and bought books, okay, you're still gonna buy something, but not to the level of like Netflix,
Right.
Amazon Prime. You're consuming with the DSPs when you're downloading songs and you're streaming. You're consuming. It's you're paying a monthly subscription. This, and like I said, that's why I was like, even my daughter, I know she was, her and her friends, they're all into like vinyl and CDs. They're into actually having the physical mediums because they understand. Like, I'm not gonna pay monthly just so that I can listen to something that I could just maybe get in a thrift store and have it and continuously listen to it like how we did back day. So this generation is waking up to a lot of things, and I think a lot of us just need to realize that when you're a consumer, you're a slave. You're a new slave. And it got me to thinking about Kanye when he said, slavery is a choice. And he wasn't talking about, when people got all upset about, oh, he's saying slavery is a choice. No, he's talking about consumerism.
Well, see, that's the
Think about it.
thing. That's why they needed to make him crazy. That's why they needed to make him sound like he was nuts. That's why they needed to do that so people wouldn't look at the deeper meaning behind what he was actually trying to convey.
Right. Yeah. It's gonna take a couple of people. Like, it's gonna take one content creator just wake up a bunch of other people, and then everybody's gonna follow suit. But the kids is already peeping it. That's why, with what you said, kids are not consuming drinks. They're not doing a lot of stuff that older generations used to do at their age, and it's good. They're gonna have a longer life. They don't have to worry about cirrhosis of the liver. They ain't got to worry about like, the best thing you can do right now is just think about, as far as just not being so tied to the system.
Well, this is the thing.
Shoot.
Speaking of the alcohol thing, it just made me some click in my mind. Alcohol creates dehydration.
Uh-huh.
In order to hydrate, what do you need? You need water.
Water. Yeah.
What are we running out of?
Oh yeah. They were just one in
Water.
the news about the Colorado River. It's very low, and the Colorado River not only serves like Arizona and Vegas. It's Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a big data center in Las Vegas that people don't know about. It's a federal thing,
Yeah.
and you need water. You need water to cool that stuff off, right?
Meanwhile, human beings are dealing with not being able to get the kind of food that they need, not being able to get the kind of water. Like, I don't think people realize scarcity is about to become a real thing when it comes to human survival.
About to. It's already a thing when you really break it down. Like, when you look at, and like I said, they are not talking about outbreak with the what we were talking about a couple of days back, or a week back, when it came to these produce, the Taylor Farms thing or whatever. That's
You're talking about the explosive bowel. What was it?
right. Cyclo
Cyclospora.
yeah, that's a thing dealing with,
The cyclospora. Hmm.
yeah, that's a thing that deals with scarcity because, like I said, I'm under the impression that it has something to do with this fertilizer thing. Maybe no one wants to admit it, but that's what I'm under the impression of. But anyway, yeah, scarcity, yeah. People like, yeah, that, like we got to get real with it with ourselves, as far as what's for you and what's not for you. You wake up and you just, you consume, and even that song Spin That, talking about the what is that, Go Yard bag. Somebody said, when you're buying things to impress other people, you're a loser, you're a slave. A Go Yard, a bag, like why would I spend 4, 5, 6 grand on a bag to impress somebody?
Because it's a society status, it's a symbol. If I'm carrying this, then this means I have this. This means I have that. And the thing is why are people in such a need to prove to people what they have? Because the truth is, in about 10 to 15 years, having too much and displaying it and showing it is going to become a very dangerous practice.
Shoot, not even in 2 or 3 years. It's probably gonna be sooner. It's probably gonna be much sooner. I mean,
I got a feeling that this Christmas is going to be bad, real bad.
every 100 years,
I think the
it's
crime
a
is going to be
cycle.
up all the way up this Christmas.
Yeah, every 100 years, we're 100 years removed from that last Great Depression, and this one ain't gonna be. This one ain't gonna be as yeah, it's not gonna be as pretty. It's not, and it's gonna be sad. Like I don't want to see women and children out there in the street, like begging. Like that's sad. But it's gonna get there. Trust me, it's about to get real bad. And I'm not being a pessimist or being a nihilist or anything. It's nihilist. I'm it's a realist, being a realist, because I think people are not really being conscientious of what they're doing. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if you are out here, high on a hog, living, but not, and you can't depend on money. Just keep it a buck. Like, yeah, I'd rather have land and water and a few seeds over some money right now, because that money is not worth like what it used to be. It's not. It's just every day it's getting less and less valuable. And then the main thing is just have each other. You got to have people. You got to have people that really rock with you. That's going to really, help you out. So yeah,
Once upon a time, human value was not based around money. Money was something that you purchase land, purchase it, but everything else, people made their stuff.
yeah, yeah,
It was sweat equity.
yeah.
Hmm.
Basically, money wasn't something that needed to be coveted like how it is nowadays. Not to say that you don't need any money or nothing like that. It's not that. It's just basically like it's really it's really just about, like you say, community and having the right people that can help you. And like you say, it's about making, you can make your money. If you can make your stuff, make your things, grow your, be a producer. That's essentially really what it boils down to, about being a producer. So yeah,
Look,
that's what it really boils down to.
we started this conversation talking about people's accounts being hacked. Were they hacked or were they just being managed? You know, I we've gotten so far off into this imaginary world. I don't know if people can actually handle what's real anymore. I mean, what do you think? Like I really want to go and I want to examine that Nolan Wells 911 call, that boat call.
Yeah.
Because what I was telling you earlier, like I wanted to hear what everyone else had to say, but what I was discussing with you earlier, I think that might I think that might be real. We need to look. Maybe we can make that a members only conversation. What do you guys think? Like, yeah, exactly. Golden, a lot of people, golden areas, a lot of people bartered back in the day. I don't know. A lot of things that are it's just, we live in a world where there's so much fake. For they will not believe the truth. I will send them strong delusion and allow them to believe a lie. See, that's the thing. His call, I'm telling you, I'm going to do an experiment and I'm going to see how it plays. But there's certain elements of that call that I'm listening to. Do I think he actually called the boat tow? Absolutely. Do I think that was actually him talking to the operator? Absolutely. Do I think that she patched in the captain who talked to the granddad? Absolutely. I do. I got questions about everything that was happening in the background, though. I really do. I got questions. Y'all know me, I have a very inquisitive mind. You still there, Wolfgang?
I'm right here. I'm actually let me actually I'm looking up something real quick.
See, this is the thing that I've learned when it comes to media manipulation. The best way to trick people is to use something real and then add something fake. Like, I want to look at that picture a little bit closer. Did you see the picture?
No.
There was a picture of a bunch of the kids on the boat
Hmm.
looking like a bunch of Cuban refugees. and a leg was hanging over the side, which people are insinuating was Nolan's leg.
Hmm.
I'm just, hmm. See, that's the thing, Auntie Leah. I I believe that the call to the dispatch was real. I do. But see, I'm a recording artist. I have impeccable ears. My eyes might not be as sharp as they used to be, but my hearing. What would you say about my hearing, Odell?
You have excellent hearing.
See, I'm thinking about the way they were on that boat. Like they were all stacked in there. The kid said there were 7 people on the boat.
Yeah.
It's not a big boat. And I understand the choppiness of the water, but they weren't moving, were they? They were sitting there. The bilge pump was down. And they said the boat was taking on water. Was it windy? But I don't know. For somebody who analyzes sound and hearing and all kinds of things, I'm gonna listen to that call a little bit more. There's something off with the ambient noise in the background.
There's something off about a few things too. I think the David trial, I think they said the defense and the prosecution has rested. I did FYI, I did pull up. I wasn't expecting to get in. I saw Trap Laura Ross, or I'm gonna call him Fat Laura Ross. Little fat. Well, he needs to get out and get some sun. But he went in. So there was a few other content creators who I saw went in or whatever. So I'm gonna just keep an ear and an eye out on what it is that they got to say. But we'll see how this thing plays out because I think some funny stuff, like you said, some funny stuff is essentially going to take place with this case. They're going to be covering up, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know, but I'm just saying they're going to be covering up. I think they're going to be, just doing what
There's
they
a
normally do, protecting the ones.
there's a whole lot of weird stuff going on. I'm gonna listen to that call a little bit more though. We're gonna pay attention to this trial.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's just I mean, yeah, the kid was on the call, he was talking crazy. He couldn't really answer any of the questions. He really wasn't paying attention. He really wasn't paying attention to anything that the dispatcher was saying at all. He gave the name. They were all stacked in there. Between that boat call, that friend, ah,
Yeah.
the black kid, that was just bizarre. Yeah, I think we might have to do a members only live. I don't think I want to do that one public. I think it should just be the fam
Yeah, definitely.
and really take some time examining and listening to that call. We need to download that call.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, a bilge pump can break in a number of ways. If you're not paying attention, if somebody, I mean, for all we know, there was an argument, somebody slipped, fell back, banged the back of their head, and that's how it got busted up, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they're playing a whole lot of games. And then the friend calling Nolan's dad his stepdad, like, I I don't ever remember hearing anyone saying that Elmore Wansley was Nolan's stepdad. I don't at all. I believe that's his biological father. So why is his so-called best friend calling him his stepdad? I mean, even if you never went over to the house, even if the parents were distant, like that's just a lot. I'm glad that we're not rushing to be at the front of this conversation though,
Hmm.
because I think there's a lot of people that are going to be wrong about a lot of things. Cause see, I got a whole nother viewpoint on a lot of stuff. You know, Christine Wansley, she's a nurse practitioner. And I think she's new to the profession. I don't think she's like approaching retirement or anything.
Yeah.
I think she became a practitioner like in the last like 10 years. So she's going to be doing a lot of work. She's going to be gone a lot. She's going to be working a lot. Nurse
Yeah.
practitioners, they can make their own schedule, but when they work, they spend a lot of time on and off because they're there like as like relief pitchers for doctors, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
When the doctor's not working, they have the nurse practitioner in, and so that's how that goes. So it's like they spend a lot. They spend enough time away from home. There's a lot of time studying. There's all of that. I don't know what Elmore does. Does anybody? I mean, they only talk about her profession. They never really talked about his. So like I mean, I'm gonna be real. I grew up in a two parent family home, and my parent didn't know most of my friends.
Mm.
People that would have called me their best friend, people that I would have called a best friend. They didn't know my friends. I grew up in a two parent family home. My father was busy working, my mother was busy working. I mean, like, I don't think it's, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but there's something secretive about all of this stuff that's going on. The details that are being pushed out, the things that aren't being talked about. Why is nobody holding, like, if people want to hold somebody to the fire, hold the medical examiner to the fire in Mississippi. Like, if Washington, D.C. was able to do what they did as quickly as they did, and I get it, special circumstances, they brought in the celebrity money, Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Auntie Leah said then the interview where Tritace Tritacion called Christine a liar, and he said none of his black family has ever been there for him. It's a lot to listen to me. They saying a whole bunch of stuff. The boys sitting up there talking about, Nolan wasn't all black. When he said that, I thought that was, I had to bust out laughing. He was like, he wasn't all black. He's part Asian.
Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
No.
I have no idea. Everybody wants to make him all this black, but that's not how we are. We're a tight knit community. You're going to regret coming up against us. And I'm like, who picked this boy? Who picked this? Harpo, who this nigga? Like, where did you get him from? You know, Happy Gilmore over here.
Hmm.
And it was really wild because I don't understand why nobody's talking about the amount of violence that was going on during that guy said, the so-called black friend said he's not black. First he started so, I guess I'm not black enough because I don't look black enough that they don't want to acknowledge me or whatever he was saying. But he said that he was in a fight, and then they said that there was another fight that happened that broke that. There were a lot of fights that broke out.
Hmm.
And I'm just like, why is everybody said, oh yeah, well, we're all close and we all love each other and we're the best of friends. But yeah, we was fighting all day. Everybody was fighting. Like, it's a little strange. It's alcohol, lots of physical aggression, lots of fights popping off. They keep showing a little bit of this and then they shut it down. Show a little bit of that and then they shut it down. What did they find in his throat? What did they find in his lungs?
Yeah.
Easy questions. They should be able to answer that. They're holding this out for a reason. Meanwhile, they're pushing the call out there. Yeah, I think I want to do a members only live about that. I don't know. You let me know what the schedule is looking like for you. And
Yeah. We can do it. I'm gonna
or
shut down in a minute.
maybe we do Tuesday tea and then we can go to kick
Okay. That sounds good.
and then just and maybe have that conversation over there for I don't know. We'll see. Let's figure it out. But I think maybe it's time for us to jump into that conversation just a little bit. Auntie Leah, none of us are all black. How about that? None of us. Some of us are more Native American than we are African.
Yep.
And Native American is kin to Mexican. So it's just, I think we should, yeah, maybe it's time. Now that everybody done made their rounds with it, maybe it's time to just go back and look at what's rational,
Yeah.
what's not being discussed. That's usually our conversation. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, everybody who knows us know we live in the world of exposing misinformation. and cover ups. Like that's, I would say that that's our lane, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would say that that's our lane. Well, Kendrick and Drake beat is still being used. D4DV's hoax R. Kelly release.
Hmm.
That's wild that they use the exact same thing. The exact
Same
same thing.
name.
Uh, No, but it's just so crappy because, R. Kelly went to jail for messing around with minors. David's in court for messing around with minors. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's weird. But hey, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I guess that's the sentiment. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna get ready to bust up out of here.
Yeah. I gotta get back to mine too. Yeah. And I just said let me get out here and let's speak on a few things and talk about this. Appreciate you coming up. Let me get back to my regularly scheduled program, and yeah, we'll
Mm-hmm.
we'll we'll definitely go deeper on this. We're gonna make that happen. All right, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate everyone who had fall through, came through. Um, y'all check out the real life video that Jag did. Um, could use y'all support over there as well. So yeah. All right.
Okay.